Sakamoto. Been on a real good run over the last couple of holes. Yosuke. That is a wonderful second shot into 11. Just going to catch the wrong side of that slope and funnel away to the left. He's working off back-to-back birdies up into solo third. Keep things interesting as De Los Santos now settles in over his fourth. He's got to gather a little bit of speed. Keep coming, keep coming. Chance to take the minimum damage here on 9. Kim, saving putt to start his back 9. Ooh, spins around, but in she goes for Big Jun. Plenty of reasons to smile and celebrate for the young man. It's been a breakout year for him so far through 7 events on the KPGA Tour. Opportunity to put the squeeze, the chasing pack now, Jin-Ho Choi. The effort just outside of 10 feet. Gave it the early walk, Jin-Ho. Okay, that's going to grow with De Los Santos' struggles. A 2-shot cushion with 9 to play.
Go.
As for it to go, ball's trying to cooperate. That is pretty solid. Taehoon Oak. Expectations into this final round. 6-time winner on tour. Hasn't won in 2.5 years. Wrong side of par at the moment. Trying to rectify that with a good birdie look on 9.
아직 플레이 중입니다. 멈춰주세요.
Wata. Good lie right at the cart path at 10. All he could do there, just look out towards the middle of the green. Big putt for De Los Santos. It's a little off the left, got to keep your speed up here. Beautifully, the Filipino. Second bogey of the day. By 2. An aggressive move through the ball. Steeper to attack than most of his compatriots in the Korean Tour. So it's very handy when you're coming out of thick rough. Song. Early putt here for the South Korean, who plays mostly on the Japanese tour. Never won on home soil. Young-han did come close at the Korean Open last year. Runner-up to Min-Kyu Kim. Silhouette of Big Sean Norris. 2 birdies on his card today. Excellent opportunity to add a third. couple of seasons. The South African was also a winner on the DP World Tour. You look on 13, doesn't come back that much. Just round the high side. Down the hill to 14. Goes by the name Justin. Fine week. Just off the left edge, but still a decent spot. So, 9 holes to play. Jin-Ho Choi. 2 years and 9 months. Since his last professional victory, came at the BizPlay Electronic Times Open in 2022. The same month. Hyunjun Lee last tasted victory. So it's been a while since Jin-Ho has been in that winner's circle. As I mentioned earlier, 8 victories on the Korean Tour, including topping the Genesis points list in 2016. Right, but stays out of the really thick stuff. Top 10 this season. Choi last week in Busan. Hyunjun Lee, co-leader with Tae Ho-no, popped in a very pedestrian even past 72 on Friday. Had it going through 10 holes yesterday before a string of bogeys just halted that momentum midway through the back 9. The birdie on the final hole of round 3 got him into this final group. Looks like a bit of a tufty lie for Lee. Further on this back 9, Sungil Kwon playing alongside Justin Shin. This is very handy. Great approach for Sungil Kwon from the top of the hill. Just a couple of deep breaths here. Victor's tee shot on 7 out to the right with a 3, but that led to a bogey. Obviously, can't get well right off the 9th. Ultimate bogey. Got to start finding fairways. He admitted that in his press conference yesterday. And the fairways, give yourself aggressive options. Try to attack some pins, but he's leaning like that one's leaking right again. Ooh, well right for De Los Santos. Well, it doesn't look too bad. And that's the pins in the left section of the green. So really tee shots. It's making De Los Santos' life a little tricky. Iwata. Off a slope right there, gather pace, that needs to ease up. To the red hot Sakamoto, an eagle putt, the lower level of the 11th green. He's at 1 top 10 this season. Zawa Cup at the end of April There's 2 cuts, but most of his weekends played. And Lee slips by 10. Made a hole-in-one on Thursday. Won himself a brand new Mercedes-Benz Avant-Garde. Second hole-in-one he's had this season. Along with one at the SK Telecom Open on the island of Jeju in May. Justin Shin, can he get back amongst the birdies? Yes, he can. Nice putt there for Yonggu Shin. Lotta for par. Comes a little off the right. Okay, slips that in the side door to stay even. Another birdie drops for Yosuke Sakamoto. He's emerged. No choice. Closest challenger. Barrage of birdies. It's Championship Sunday. Sean Norris to join Justin Shin at 15 under. He looks so comfortable with that broomstick putter. A little shorter than you imagine he would be using. A tall fella, Sean Norris, but some soft quad after that majestic approach. The elementary looking clean up. Gets 2 under for his round. To 12, Taehyun Oak following an excellent approach. Trying to bend one in from the right. Looks to the heavens and says, why didn't I hit that just a smidge harder? Well, maybe slight cause for concern that Justin De Los Santos hasn't hit a fairway since the 6th. He can see the target, being about the top half of the flagstick, and he knows on this angle there's sufficient room to allow for some release. And the ball above his feet is going to promote a little draw spin. And coming out of the rough, I just don't quite get the purchase on the ball with the grooves of that wedge. It's a great enough backspin, but not a hard shot. I'd land it a little short and right, try and have it take the contours. Pitched it into that upslope. That's a good smart shot from De Los Santos.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 멈춰주세요.
Trying a couple of yards closer, you can see more of the target. A similar shot is going to be required, you have to say. Remember 24 hours ago on this hole, a great tee shot hit under 100 meters in middle of the fairway and air-mailed the green. Cannot afford to do it with today's pin position. Wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. With that lead, doesn't have to do anything crazy when he's out of position. Bit of a stinky line for Hyunjin Lee on a fairway camera, but it doesn't look too bad from this angle. So we'll have to look out right and short of this pin. Good shot. That's a smart shot from Hyunjin Lee. Two-year-old match play champion in South Korea. It's Jinho Choi who holds a one-shot advantage over the hard-charging Yosuke Sakamoto with Justin De Los Santos a shot further back. Yonggu Shin and Sean Norris also having good days here in the final round at the Heaven Country Club. quick putts that Junho Choi has. Middle section of the green. Judged that pretty well. So in his post-round interview yesterday that this isn't a golf course we can just sort of power your way home and protect a lead. You've got to go and execute shots, be aggressive, take chances, because you never know who's throwing a low round at you. Sakamoto is playing the villain to the home fans right now, and he is showing no signs of slowing down. That's another brilliant tee shot. Sakamoto is certainly giving Junho Choi something to think about. So we're back to De Los Santos. Butterfly, distracting the 29-year-old perhaps. Confidence boost, a little lift. It's not a million miles away. Oof, just shaves the right edge. Good try though from Justin. Lefty across the seas. Shot at the par 3 15th. That's the judge from Hosono. Hori eagled his final hole of the day yesterday. That was an eagle putt at 11. Trickling on by. Thanks, Dick. Really starting to whip. This was the time that the breeze certainly felt its strongest yesterday. It's going to make this more interesting. Hyunjin Lee right now. You pretty much have to run the tables to have any chance. Does opening hole to the double at 5. Birdie either of the par 5s on the front side. He's going to birdie the 10th. It's that sneaky, quick putt I was talking about. Gentle. It's a slope that he catches out players. As pictured Kim can't find a birdie at the scoreable 11th. Top 10, which would be his 5th of the season if things finish that way. Now to 15 and Justin Chin. Got better on this hole every single day. It's cutting and overcutting. Stay on the right side of that slope. I don't think it's going to. Oh, that's going to be a tricky one for the Canadian. And he knows it. You can hear the reaction. Bad shot with 5 margins. Here we have CC to Ohori's comebacker for birdie. Yeah, well holed. Good stroke there for Yujiro. Getting himself back inside the top 10. Bogey free on the day. Stays one ahead. How long with Sakamoto in close for birdie at 12. Iwata doing some mountaineering at the par 5 11th. Let's just try to get that one back in play, which he has successfully done. tie the lead. Yusuke Sakamoto. Oh, a lot of swing in it. Just didn't quite hit his start line, and that is a golden opportunity squandered. The 27-year-old Norris at 11. Doesn't like it. It's a friendly little kick onto the putting surface. He's going to be where Sakamoto putted from. Iwasaki pops one in for birdie. Much easier putt from the left-hand side of that pin. Shot. Doesn't everything. That was through the back of the green. It's not too difficult. Good shot. Playing into the breeze. Control of this golf game yesterday. Troy has had all week, and the real key to his success thus far has been the fact that he has played the par 5 magnificently. He's 15 under par for the 14 par 5s he's played. He's playing the long golf tour. Stroke average of somewhere in the mid 3.9s. Bottom of 122 coming down range from pin tucked over a bunker. Most of his damage on the golf course this week. 4 eagles certainly helps. 2 yesterday, 2 in the opening round. It's the shot of moving bait. 240 meter through into about 3 feet. This hole. Just got to find the fairway first.
미리 눌러주세요.
Got all of that. To make a decision there, depending on your lie, he chooses to try and attack this green and play this hole the conventional way. Got Shin. Try and fire it into the bank or carry over it. Option A, try and stun one in and just have it creep over. It's hit it hard enough. To drop a shot today. Justin Shin. A lot of work to do on the par 3. Keep that card clean. Bunkered off the tee. Where's Taehun? Oh, at the 13th. We couldn't see him. He can't see where that's ended up, but he is going to be delighted. Standing shot. To Los Santos. No bogeys over the first 36 holes. He was disappointed with his bogey on 3 yesterday. A couple of squares in that card. Stay in touch with the leaders. Resist the temptation of trying to bludgeon this one. Helping breeze, so it'll give you a few extra yards. Gotta find this fairway, especially with a pin that's tucked over that trap. Right there, caddy signaling. Just in the left rough. skates on. Okay. Reasonable look. Would have expected better at 160 odd meters in for the second. Ohori on the elevated 12th tee. Opportunity. His pace with his putting has been patchy this week. Bludgeon pass. It's giving yet. A couple of close tee shots of this back left pin. It's in a little collection area. Gonna catch a slope. Not quite. Solid tee shot though. Pro Open champion. Yeah. Up ahead on 15, Justin Shin for par. No, that's low. He had a good tee shot there. It just cut a little too much on him. Caught a slope. What's that? 3-4 feet left, and he's probably got that putt for birdie instead. Shin falls back to 14 under. Tee shot safely negotiated for Sakamoto on the 13th. Gets over the target on that right-hand side of the green. Just overworked it, but if it stays up, I say if it stays up, it's a pretty easy chip shot that you can think about making. Just the fact that that's rolled down into that little rough collar could make things a little fiddly. Back to Iwata on 11. Possessed a very solid short game. 4-year-old Hiroshi Iwata, 6 wins on the Japanese Tour, 2 of them last season. Now Song back on 15 tee. The shorter hitters in the game, so got to hit hybrid. This one's leaked out right like pins. And you saw what happened to Justin. That's going to funnel off towards the right edge of the green. Stay on the green. Would think. Shows you the subtleties. 15th green. Gilman Lee. That's a bad 5. No more than 8 iron into the green. Jim Kim with a quick one. Right hand side of the 12. Through to the weekend. Just really hasn't been able to get any sort of momentum going, picture. Norris safely in for a birdie. He moves alongside his good friend Justin De Los Santos at 16 under par. Okay, ball didn't roll quite as far off the green as I thought, so be aggressive with this, Sakamoto-san. Beautifully played chip shot. He's got the ability to just sort of freewheel it. A couple of groups in front of the leaders. The luxury of posting a number in the clubhouse. Just seeing if that's going to be good enough. He's doing what he's got to do right now, though. And then from Saitama. That's not a layup club for Jinho Choi.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 카메라 버튼 미리 눌러주세요.
Looks 50-50. Down a little in that rough.
잠시만요.
잠시만요.
Jinho Choi right now, we're just trying to think, where's the best place I can leave it to give myself a good chance to get up and down for birdie. I just don't think he can hold the green, not with a helping breeze coming out of the rough. See, maybe over the back, pitch it on the green, shoots off to the back, no problem. Front bunker, I think is a harder up and down. Really got good height on that. Through the back of the green, and oh, steady, steady, goodness. There was a little left too, and I think he's just stayed out of the really thick hay. It's just uncomfortable. It's 200 meters to a par 5 with your second shot. As a professional, you're thinking, I surely have to go for it. It's not always the case. Sometimes you just have to work out the best strategy to give yourself a putt for birdie, because you could be there all afternoon and not hit a ball that finishes on the green. These are a sneaky little pin. Get this one elevated quite quickly, so we may be able to hold it on the putting surface. It's slowly coming out of the stratosphere to do so. Pitch line upslope, but watch how much that releases. Okay, he's on in 2. Santos can see the target. The line really is just left edge of the TV tower. He knows he's got to get this one all the elevation he can muster. Don't chance it, just try to carry the edge of that bunker. Meant for it to go, and that ball didn't listen. Let's just hope that's not plugged. Sean Norris string them together. Just to go a little, just try to feed left. It's pretty solid from Big Sean. Things getting punched at the top of the leaderboard, as they have been all week long with this excellent scoring pace. Sakamoto within 1 of Jinho Choi, who may be in the weeds on the 11th. up the wide open, try and slip it under the ball, get as much spin and height as you can on it. Yes, overplayed it slightly, and lucky that stayed up. Run and mark it, Justin. There's another foot back. He would be 30 feet further away from the flag. Now, Oak from the left rough on 14. After tapping in for birdie at the 13th. Awful place to miss it with that pin position. Jin-Ho Choi looks like he stayed out of the weeds, so that's a good break. Expecting the wind to stall that ball over more than it did. Young-Han Song. So Justin Shin chip it from here. Song's electing to putt it. You've got to be so precise with your speed. He is a great putter, Young-Han Song. He's demonstrating that feel once more with speed at the event of the season on both tours in Korea and Japan, this sanctioned Hana Bank Invitational. Gently from the back of the green for eagle. A couple of slopes to negotiate. It's just 10 feet short of the hole. Just going to sling it right. At the line. Didn't quite have the pace. Human 12. Jin-Ho Choi just indicating earlier, Justin De Los Santos, that he's indeed away. He's played the par fives better than anyone else in the field this week. He leads fielding eagles made this week with 4. He'd be absolutely over the moon with just a birdie this Sunday on 11. Certainly down breeze. Should be moving off the right for Choi. Just a little low hold away. Just a par. Coming up to try to get to 17 under. Sean Norris sort of coming up at the 12th, but before the South African putts, it's going to be a water from the front of the green. Just feel right there. Should start to gather pace and move left. Give the speed of the greens a little too much respect there. De Los Santos. Putter's been pretty hot all week long. Stay hot here, that's too firm. Just trying to force that one in. He knows it. Different kettle of fish, Sunday pressure. Norris knows what it takes to win. He knows this is huge. And he's got another one. Sean Norris within 1 of Jin-Ho Choi. 4 birdies in a row. Starting to feel it. Virtue of being a touch too aggressive. Santos still with a little bit of cleaning up to do at the par 5. Safely in. for his par. Hard work with this par 3. Just for a little morale boost, young Jun Lee. Get himself back to 13 under. Second birdie of the day for Hyung Jun Lee.
정천.
Still going to start this outside right lip. Oh, that could happen. Awful spot for Taehyun. Oh, standing just outside of the bunker, and he has produced another excellent little bit of short game wizardry. Sakamoto's got company. He's ahead of Norris. In position on this 14th. Got to be so precise with your landing spot. Precisely what Sakamoto's done. Locked in this final round. That's what lies before the final group. Par 3 12, playing 190 meters today. Pin, as we've seen, just in that little left bowl. Some slopes to use to try and feed it into that pin position. Yeah, a little too greedy. Turn one over, a little long, a little left. Could run into some problems. Choi still leads by 1. Now it's 2 on the Japanese tour, trying to hunt him down. Sakamoto and Norris lying in wait, both with momentum and some great rounds working. De Los Santos just a further shot back in that final group with Choi. By virtue of his birdie 4, it'll be Hyung Jun Lee with the honor. Player inside the top 20 on the leaderboard at the moment, not under par. Saw him miss it wide right yesterday, and he's done pretty much exactly the same thing, although it'll be a slightly easier up and down today with more green to work with. Oh, trying to slide one in from left to right at the demanding 15th. It should stay. It should. It's gonna be okay for Taehyun. No disconcerting. You've just seen your playing partner miss it very wide. An elevated tee box. Ball spends a lot of time in the air. Got to be so precise with your strike and start line here. Made a good pass at the ball. Along with that tee shot for Jin-Ho Choi. Start to feed a little left. Solid stuff. Expect nothing less from the seasoned campaigner. Not a guy who's going to beat himself, Jin-Ho Choi. You're going to have to come up and try and take it from him. For Justin De Los Santos, is this the moment to attack? something happened. He knows it. To say maybe just start it fractionally left of Jinho's ball, trying to turn a little tight draw towards this pin. You don't have to fly it the full distance. You can use the slope to help you. It sounded a little thin. Is it just leaking out right? No, not by much. That's pretty good. That's going to funnel. That is exactly what Justin De Los Santos needed to see. Ohori on 13 from the front of the green, putting down this pretty steep slope. Very quickly into the bottom. Oh, Ohori with a birdie on the 13th, just inching his way up that board. It's to within 4. Nice. Gotta find this fairway with that right pin. Hang on. It's lap of the gods now, for sure. Down on the green, picturing Kim after a sublime second shot. Needs something to start going his way. Something like that. Stuck at the par train today. Until now. Finally, a little something to smile about for the Canadian, who moves 1 under for the day and 12 under for the tournament. That's not in that awfully deep bunker for Hiroshi Iwata. That would not help his mood whatsoever. Now Oak, good tee shot on 15. With about 4 feet of break from the right. Start to come left there, but just didn't hit it hard enough. Oh no, that's a nasty little par putt. I'll tell you who Oak has left himself. So to tie the lead, Yosuke Sakamoto. He didn't think he had it, but it's in. And Yosuke Sakamoto draws level with Jinho Choi at 18 under par. Simpler pitch shot than the one he had yesterday. Slight down slope, so it's going to take a little height off this. Hands forward, face open. For some run out on this. Looks like he's played it pretty well. Well. Comfortable little putt for Taehoon Oak's par. He's holed it well. Good 2-putt in the end for Taehoon. Coming at this pin from on the left side of the fairway. Very nice. Simple shot from one Norris has now to your new co-leader Sakamoto on 15. We've seen the problem here is you just miss it out to the right. Got to start it left. Let the wind push it. It's going to be a test of his short game skills. Back to Choi on 12. He doesn't know it yet. He's got company at the top of the board. creep in that 41-year-old body. Another tester. I think he was in the bunker, which is a good break. Can't go out this pin, got to play out left. Unless you do that, I suppose he's got nothing to lose. We'll try and play the hero shot. It's just going to fall off to the right edge of the green, but no problems. For par. This is going to give Santos an idea how the ball's going to move around that hole. Just that kind of week. Weekend for him. Sean Norris bunker. Far enough back from the lip where you have to worry about clipping it. Still has to look out 10-15 feet left of his pin. Good smart shot from Sean. He knows what he's doing. He's executed. He's given himself an excellent look for 5 in a row. Los Santos. Could see a little emotion if this one drops. Oh my goodness, a great try. Just get it going. To Kim on 14. Got his tee shot to the bottom of the hill. This is going to funnel. Oh, nicely played from Big Chun Kim. It's a big moment, holding the back line. Jin Choi. Not a straightforward par-saving putt. The pressure. More than 2.5-year winless drought. Downhill has to be so delicate with this. He's got to start this, I would say, just outside left edge as well. Just try and drip it in over the front edge. Those practice strokes are apart. To stay level with Sakamoto. Resolutely hold from the veteran. Keeps a share of the lead. Head to the penultimate hole in Yonggu Shin. Just a bit deep, and actually would have been better off in the bunker. That could be a rather uncomfortable stance. Got 2 at the top. Can we make it 3? Sean Norris for 5 in a row and a tie of the lead. Not this time for Sean. Suppose he can't complain with a 4 after finding that bunker off the tee. At Yonghan Song on the 16th, his 3rd. Nicely played. His target
자,
set at 13
플레이하겠습니다.
under par
멈춰주세요,
by
앞에.
B.O. Kim. Lovely round of 68 to close, which included the only eagle of the day on this 13th hole. There has been a miss with Choi's driver. It has been out to the right. Don't really want to miss it right on this 13th hole, particularly at that right hole location. He's leaning. Don't like the direction he's leaning. What was I saying about missing it right? Problems. Down the green. Iwata for birdie. To find fairways, he hasn't done that today to the Santos. Looking for driver. He can carry the right trap pretty easily with his power. Okay, that's more like it. That one left at the hole. Kyu-Min Lee will stay outside the top 10. Big Jun Kim a hit on 14. Will stay up. Oh, it's not. Just uncomfortable. Back heel hanging off the edge of the bunker for Justin Shin. Lie was okay. Just trying to tickle that one down the slope. And he's played that well. Yamamoto. He was going to have to manufacture something special. After missing the green in that spot on 15. Under pressure. Save par and stay in the lead. Now Norris just with a driving iron off the 14th tee. Just trapped that nicely. You can hear the sound of compression that made off the club face. Top of the hill, he's going to have a good level lie. Beat from a little further back. He's in good control of his game today, Sean Norris. So for par now. To be what a time to make your first bogey of the day. Jinho Choi the solo lead all over again. Terrible looking line for Hyungjun Lee. Got to look out towards the front left third of the green. Try to pitch it there. This one release on. Good clever shot from Hyungjun Lee. Didn't even look at the flagstick. Now back to 17 under. There's 3 holes to play for him. Choi bunkered. It looks like there's a clump of sand behind his ball as well. Close to that lip. It's perfect contact here. It sounded like it clipped a little clump of grass, but it doesn't deter that from its target. That's just going to hang on to the right edge of the green. Great escape from Choi. Let's watch this again. Being on the upslope certainly helped. Come back a little, made sure he got that ball up. And you can see just clipped a fraction of the rough, the lip of the bunker. When he breaks like that, if you're going to win golf tournaments, prime position for De Los Santos. You need to be aggressive here if you want to win this golf tournament. Take dead aim at it. Just trust yourself. Back yourself to hit the shot. On 17 remaining. All over it. It's a beauty. And Justin. Things are stacking up. Could be headed for a real photo finish here at the Hana Bank Invitational. By 1 for Sakamoto and Norris. Santos with a good birdie look up coming at the 13th in that final group. Oops, only a shot further back. Too far to contend for that breakthrough title. Driving iron, Norris. Get all of it. Yep. Get a little topspin run, and more importantly, that one finds the fairway. There's Oak. Birdie on 16. Pace. Pace for that line. Oak could need a 3-3 finish to have any sort of chance. To the last and Hosono. Club face open. As much height on this as possible. Club straight under it. First half of this putt will be fairly flat. He'll start to teeter on downhill. Skates towards that right hole location. Another putt that you can think about making, just homing in, focusing on that speed. Choi very much locked in his own world right now. a pretty good look. Putting up the hill from the right side of this 13th green. What players do is they just try and visualize a spot where they imagine that ball is going to run out of pace. And just take the slope from there. That's the spot that Hyunjun Lee just paused at. So a putt that is about 45 feet long, but you're trying to hit it about 30. Trying to break these long putts, particularly over slopes into segments. Viewed as 2 or 3 separate parts of the golf ball. Instead of trying to view it as one overarching long putt. Spot he was standing at. Judge that really nicely. Very well done from Lee. Fuming 14th, 160 left after that less than ideal strike off the tee. And find the back section of the green. Richard Lee's just made his first birdie of the day. Could he make another? Could he make another? Yes, he can! Lovely birdie for Richard Lee, but too little too late for the Canadian. Defending his Indonesia Masters title at the start of October on the Asian Tour at Royal Jakarta Golf Club. Start of a 6-week-in-a-row stretch for the players. Slow one up the hill to be aggressive. Don't come easy on Championship Sunday, do they? Norris find that right bunker off the tee. Can't say you're disappointed with a 4 on 13. Speaking of Sean, here he is on 14. Seen balls get close to this whole location. It's a nice yardage for a wedge. Oh, that's not what he needed to see. Just his landing spot by a good 6 yards. Just got caught out by the breeze a little. Santos. He's hit some good putts. 10, 12. Is he finally going to get one to drop? Running out of holes. Start to get very critical. And he finally bins one. Justin De Los Santos into a share of second and within 1 of Jin Ho Choi. After the struggling Iwata on 14. And he looks fairly disinterested on the golf course. He's looking even more so with his poor performance today. It's okay. Richard Kim. So Richard Lee can one from there. He's not going to have the pace. Richard Kim. Now 4th for Ohori. Beg your pardon, Hosono. 18. Standard little chip shot. That's nicely played, and that looks like it's going to be good enough for a top 10 finish. Saku Hosono. 68-67 on the weekend for a 14 under par total. Right rough on the 16th hole. Sakamoto. 103 remaining. Can't miss this green left. That would take a firmer bounce. Sakamoto. 30 feet for birdie. This is going to be a big swinger for Yumin Lee on 14. Just try to get it to die at the top of the slope and then watch this swing on down. Pretty good from there. Pretty much all Lee could do in that position. Now at the home hole, Justin Shin. Long ways back, 250 meters. He can get it up onto the green. Will it stay on the green? Unlikely. Just into that newly re-sodded area, so it's going to be a bit of a tight lie for Justin Shin, but he gets that up and down. He'll hang 15 under in the clubhouse. Dos Santos. Birdie's just giving him a little boost of confidence. Jinho joined his sights again, as he did yesterday, going with the 3 metal. Tempo's normally pretty quick for the Filipino. It's just looked that much quicker today. Nestles into the right rough. Options, trying to attack that left pin. Choi, the driver here, all week long. Looks like that's a 3-wood in the tournament leader. If you were to miss this 14 fairway, to today's flag, you'd rather be in that right rough than the left. The left really gives you no option. A little steery, but he seems pleased enough with it. Over the hill and then roll on out. Knocker for par. Also on 16. So a chance to move back to 18 under. Just thinking, if someone can get to 18 under par, could be a good target certainly for at least a playoff. Stage of the championship, I think 20 under par wins it outright. That's my prediction. Ork on 17. Just in the second cut. It's a helpful little kick forward off the downslope. These well today, Norris. Oh dear. That is going to be rather costly. Norris drops back to 16 under. Choi continues to lead at 18 under par. Very heavy looking line. It's a yellow ball. That can only mean it's Hyungjung Lee, who has had driver demons over the last few years. And my word, how far right the 40th hole is the 32-year-old. It's a miracle he even found the ball in the first place, and it looks like he's got a route back onto the fairway. It's so unpredictable when you're coming out of those long weeds. You really need to accelerate hard into it. Keep a firm grip on that club, because the grass that wraps around the hosel is going to shut that club face down, and this ball could go anywhere. Gotten it onto the fairway, but at least he'll be able to see the target. He's playing his third front. The world is in fairway to the right for Justin. Sitting okay, but cannot go at this flag. Needs to look out middle right. He's got that backstop a couple of paces long. The right thing there, Justin. Choi. Be absolutely gobsmacked if he took on this flagstick. See that slope just past the pin. Throw it into that, use that to feed it back. Be smart about this. Well done. Silva was talking about good course management on display from the leader. Leaderboard watching is beneficial. You know the state of affairs around you. De Los Santos isn't exactly in tight for birdie. Sakamoto's only got 2 holes to play. Norris has fallen back, showing because a par is going to be good enough there. Don't really get much spin on this, but close, you can just throw it into that stop. That's the pin. Point one up in the air and have it come down soft. And I should move backwards a little bit. Here it comes. Smart shot from Hyunjun. Give himself a chance to send the part. Water. Top of the spot. Rather undesirable one on that par 3 today. Heard a roar earlier. I wonder if it came from here. Tae-Hoon Oak, the birdie putt on 17. Had a prayer. Just cannot afford to miss this right. Easy ball, easy. Good stay for Sean. It should. Oh dear. Oh boy. It's going to keep on feeding. It stays on the green. It's just come to rest. Baekjun hit on 16. Good tee shot. First time he's found this fairway this week. Take full advantage. Brilliant. Justin Shin. Just want to land this about 3 yards on. Everything should funnel to the pin. All right, pretty good. Nice week for Justin Shin when all is said and done. Santos downhill, last couple of feet. This ball will start to move to the right. Just don't mention pace. And I'm going to lean on that putter quite a lot this week. It served him well. It wasn't a bad putt, but maybe just a fraction heavy-handed. Then get it close from here. And that's pretty good from Hiroshi Iwata. Importantly, he's putting back up the hill. Left it on the correct side. Richard Lee at 16. Oh, now they start showing up for Richard Lee. Birdie on 15, a chip in on the 16th. Leader, par 4. Gentle downhill putt, doesn't need to have this approaching the hole with too much pace. Obviously would love a birdie here, just to give himself a bit of a cushion. Doesn't need to take on any unnecessary risk, Jinho Choi. He's putting himself into a position where it's unlikely to get the job done. Misread there, Troy. Still, it's another stress-free part. Human. Easier up and down from this position than right at this green. Tapping birdie takes Big Jun Kim up into the top 5. 15 under par. This would be a morale booster. Off with par after that tee shot. Got it. Oh, what a 4 there from Hyung-Jun Lee. The scenic route matters not. It's a 4 on the card. Norris. Got to be inch perfect with your pace here coming over that little rise. Sean is not. Great risk of the commentator's curse. Santos has been so good over these type of hard putts this week. Needs to remain perfect to stay within 1 of Choi. Inside right edge putt. Okay. And here she goes. We saw Oak miss this one. It's a nasty little right to lefter, but that's well holed for Sean Norris, keeping his chances alive. And a good 2-putt at the par 3. Now to 17. Prime position off the tee for Sakamoto. Thinking he needs birdie. That's not what he needed to see. Time to hit probably the worst wedge shot of the day. Back to Iwata for his par. Unshin Park. A par on the last. Right to left swinger for Unshin. Just makes it in the back door. Not the final round Park was looking for, but it's a good save on the final hole. And to no one's surprise, this 15th hole with that pin position has played as the hardest hole at Heaven CC today. Just 2 birdies recorded on this 194-meter hole. From Tomohiro Ishizaka. And of course, Richard Lee. See the problem, when you take a direct line at the flag, you're a little bit long, it funnels off the back of the green. Seeing the dangers if you're a little right, big slope that sort of funnels the ball off to the right edge. That leaves you a tough up and down. Really, the shot here is to try and start at left edge of the green, just let it float back towards the target, even if you're 30 feet short. A little left of this pin. Take the 2-putt and leave quite happily. Santos with the honor. If we can get one in about 20 feet just left of the pin, it put a little pressure on Choi. Conversely, if he doesn't execute and he leaves this one out right, it just makes Joe's life that much easier. Deeply unpleasant for Justin De Los Santos. You can just see that tempo getting quicker again. So it's been a while since he's been in the mix on a Sunday.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 비디오 버튼 미리 눌러주세요.
Just learn to deal with that and how pressure affects you not only mentally but physically as well. Very efficient, Jin-Ho Choi. He knows where he can't miss. Anything left of this pin will be a welcome sight for the leader. Loop that one right too. Nope. Should avoid the slope, and that's a good miss. Sometimes in golf you find it's not how good your misses are, it's not how good your good ones are, it's how good your misses are. And then is it perfectly acceptable for Choi? It's the Sakamoto challenge. He just hit the skids after that bogey.
Yeah, nice.
Just a little chippy one. Finds another fairway. He's going to need to find some birdies to pressure Choi in that final group. This was a couple of moments ago. Justin Shin to end off his tournament with his low round of the week. But had to birdie his final hole on Friday to make the cut on the number. 66-67 on the weekend. Looks to be a top 5 finish for Youngwoo Justin Shin. final hole of the day for Kyung Jung Moon. Pitching up from short of the green. I think that's going to be virtually a guaranteed birdie for Kyung Jung. Picture 17, 105 left to the pin. It's found this fairway. Can do some damage when he's got control. That's beautifully done from Bigchun Kim. Johan Song found the green in 2. This an eagle putt. The man who outdealed Jordan Spieth in the Singapore Open back in 2016. Spieth was world number 1. Closing birdie, a 68 on Sunday. And Song finishes inside the top 10. Dos Santos with this line, no chance to play the flop. He's got to play some kind of stamp into the slope and hope for the best. Flagstick needs to get in the way. We tried. Maybe that's the problem. We missed this green out to the right. It's easy with nothing. He's been on a bit of a heater over the last couple of holes. He's picked up 3 birdies in his last 4 and he's put himself a chance to get to 15 under. To prop him alongside another Korean Canadian and Justin Shin. Now Norris on 16. Got to run the tables, Sean. Try to get to 19 under par. That's the mark in his head, and that's more like it. And the man from Pretoria. Do pretty well, cutting it through the fringe on 18 yesterday. I think he's got to send it through the fringe as well with this putt. You can see the slope from this angle. Please contend with from the right side of this green. Up and over it, but it just turns so hard left. So hard to convince yourself to give it enough welly and send it out towards that right edge of the green. You always make a case for chipping that, really. Still, unless you're so precise, it's really just such a hard up and down, terrible spot to be in that 15th green. Now, Human on 16, flirted with the penalty area, but his ball's okay. Again, not finding the fairway just limits your options so much to try and get to some of these tucked pins in the final round. Struggling for par. And a 2-putt here for Choi. Just puts the squeeze on the rest. This is critical here from that lower level. Gotta hit it hard enough. Easy to leave this one short. Oh, he's clobbered this. Ooh. Wow. Oh, Choi's leaving the door a little ajar here at the par 3. It's his week with a 69. Another birdie perhaps for Richard Lee. Yes, sir. Richard Lee gets to 15 under. Start to think back to that tee shot on 11 on Thursday. Par 5 that everyone was taking apart. He took a double bogey. It's had a huge effect on the outcome of this week for the Canadian. Back to Lee's putt for par at 15. Par 3 claims another victim. I think Bington Lee going to drop another shot today. We're back to Yumin Lee from the top shelf of the 16th green, putting for birdie. Work to be done for his 4. Richard Kim joined Norris at 16 under. No, just hit that a little firm. Santos, huge putt. The crowds really have been a little bit of an issue for some of the players this week. A lot of movement going on in their eye line. The last thing you need when you're standing over a putt of this importance. 1 behind Jinho Choi, who still has 7 feet for a par of his own. Lost it right early. Expensive third bogey of the day for De Los Santos. It's a must make for Norris, a hit on 16. He's got it. Battling along nicely, Sean Norris. Still believes he can win this championship. Now there is huge pressure. Jinho Choi's par putt. Made a lot of noise about how well he's played the par 5s. He's even on the par 3s. And they're strong tests here at Heaven CC. The 5th hole plays over 200 meters. The 8th is probably the easiest of the par 3s, but Human Lee made his hole-in-one on Thursday. Pretty stern test in 12, and of course 15, the hardest hole in the golf course. Biggest part of the championship thus far for Jinho Choi. Should prove a little right. It. Now we find ourselves with 3 players tied at 17 under. Choi, Norris after his birdie on the 16th, and Yusuke Sakamoto is playing the par 5 18th. This championship is anyone's game right now. Oak found the fairway off the tee. 9 meters to go, and this one turning over from right to left. Does it get the right kick? It's okay, it's pretty good. Even leave the par. Oh, gosh. Expensive miss. Human Lee, who now tumbles the wrong side of par, falls outside the top 20. Know it, but he's back in the share of the lead, going with 3 wood. Not the longest hole, the par 5 18, so 3 wood still gives players the opportunity to reach in 2. He's found the fairway, so that's the first part of the equation done. The hit on the green, Horikawa bunkered. Looks to be on an upslope. It's nicely manufactured from Mikumu Horikawa. First eagle of the day on the 72nd hole. And that's a third successive round of 68 for the former Japan PGA champion to end his campaign here at the Hana Invitational at 14 under par. How are those nerves feeling now, Jin Ho? As stoic as ever, but that heart's got to be racing. If you're Justin De Los Santos, you grind so hard to get to 17 under, get to 17 under, and just a costly bogey on a difficult 15th is still lefty one shot back. Still he knows he's in with a sniff. Like he said before his round today, he needs to find fairways. It's 3 of his best off the tees here, 16, 17, 18. That's lifting right again. Shake it out. Loosen up a little, Jin. The most important thing to remind himself is he still has the lead of this tournament. He has what the football people would call games in hand, holes in hand. 3 to play. Norris with 2. Sakamoto just with 1. He's getting a little loopy. That's the wide right miss that has plagued him. Okay, stays left of the path. He's starting to play in the back of his mind now, Jin Ho Choi. It was all smooth sailing. It's anything but as we return to Tae-Hoon Oak, putting for eagle, and this would be to move into a share of the lead. Lost it low. He's hit some good putts this back nine, which haven't dropped. Tae-Hoon. Comes down to that in golf tournaments. Can you hold the putts at the critical times on Sunday? Straightest hitters on the Korean Tour. Mil Jung. Any putt on the last. Not gonna drop, and maybe a bit of a disappointing Sunday for Jung. To pick up an eagle at the par 5 11th. Followed that up with a bogey on 14. 16 pars around that. Around to 71. Clubhouse, 16 under par 2. See, this is for par. Swan was putting for eagle a moment ago. Just confirmed perhaps trouble off the tee. We didn't see it, but it's on the last around of 68. It's going to be a 5th top 10 finish of the season for Oak. Spot of bother at 17. He's spending so some cash down this closing stretch, Gilman Lee. Couple of bogeys on the back nine and well down the leaderboard. Outside the top 20 now is Gilman. Very much you'd have to say a 4-horse race between Sakamoto, Norris, Choi and De Los Santos to the closing stages of Championship Sunday at Heaven CC. Norris just to the step cut of rough, but that's okay. It's on the upslope. And it's tucked in the right corner of the green. That gets a very nice kick forward. Good break for Sean Norris. He'll have that to get to 18 under. He doesn't know where it is. It's in a good spot, Sean, I can promise you. That's a 6 out of 10 lie in the right rough. Looks like the glass is laying with him at least, so able to get the club through to the ball pretty effortlessly. I think you've got to be wary of here as a flyer. When experience comes into play, knowing how to read lies in the rough, but just needs to err on the side of caution, go a little right of his flagstick. Left bunker is a big no-no. On a pretty aggressive line. He just caught a bit of a jumper, and that rolls onto the back plateau of the green. That is in 3-putt country for Jin Ho Choi. It's all just started to go a little wrong for him over the last half hour. De Los Santos would have seen the big bounce that Choi got with that ball landing on the green. This ball's just submerged a little bit more into that rough. Just look for some kind of front edge yardage here. Just kick up from a short right of this green. You need to fly it on the putting surface. You're not going to be able to hold it. Muscle around that, trying to hit some kind of high slinging draw. He looked out right, and that's okay for De Los Santos. There wasn't much he could do from that spot. So tournament on the line here for Yosuke Sakamoto. 2:22 to go. He's got that 2-iron. Countryman Kumo Horikawa's made eagle earlier here. Gonna slot a little cut into this back right pin. Beautiful. Terrific shot from Yosuke Sakamoto. He'll have that for eagle. Even a 2-putt will post 18 under par as a target. I said 19 was going to be the number. It'll be 18. Human lead. His misadventures on this back nine continue. Turned in 35, just the lone birdie on the front side, and very much in danger of dropping a third shot in this inward half. I have to say, too close to call right now. Between the top 4 on that leaderboard. Tough 2-putt coming up. Norris with a good look at birdie at 17. Sakamoto eagle hunting on the last. De Los Santos happily take a par here. To the last in Big Chun Kim, just going with that 3-wood, prioritizing precision over power. Birdie this hole every single day so far this week. I'd like to think that trend is likely to continue. this hole yesterday in spectacular fashion. Birdie today will give him a top 10 finish. 43-year-old just strays into the right rough. Par putt for Yu Min, not going to drop at 17, and bogey's not a certainty yet. Taven Kim in front of 18 green, 1 over par for his day. We'll have that for a level par 72. Sean Norris for birdie. The outright lead. Got it! Sean Norris. Quite the display of heart from the 43-year-old South African. He moves into the outright lead for the first time in this championship. What a finish we have in store for us here in Ansan. Iwasaki, player shaking his head on Sunday afternoon. Round of 74. Jinho Choi for the first time this afternoon does not have the lead of this golf tournament. He's got bigger problems to worry about. Just getting it down in 2 here on 16 from the back plateau. Pretty flat for the first 25 feet, and then it just tips downhill when it gets to that slope. Oh, he scared the hole, but Jinho Choi, oh my goodness, this is turning into a bit of a nightmare for Choi. If that doesn't go, he's going to be well and truly behind the 8 ball. Norris at 18 under, Sakamoto to get to 19 under. The closing hole, this for an eagle. Round of 64. Ooh, just a little low. It's a pretty good way to end his week. 7 under par. 65. 10 under on the weekend for Yosuke Sakamoto, chasing a first victory. The man from Saitama has done all he can. Just have to sit and wait to see if 18 under is good enough. Wow, De Los Santos on 16. He's done pretty much all week. Lag putting has been brilliant. Kim close out his championship with the birdie on the last. Okay, well done. Nicely held, level par 72, not what he was looking for. Ends his championship outside the top 20. Right, does he hit it? He has it. Number 1 in his professional career, finished just outside the top 10 at the Japan PGA Championship last month. Better that performance with a birdie at the closing hole. the green. Have an eagle opportunity. Trying for par on 16. He's got to go. Morris is going to get to 19 under with that par 5 18 coming up next. He hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it. Jinho Choi. A 3-putt on 15. A 3-putt on 16. What was at one point in this final round a 2-shot lead. It's turning to a 2-shot deficit. Yusuke Sakamoto, he's got no further part to play in regulation. He's posted 18 under. Norris on that mark, but with the par 5 closing hole to come. De Los Santos stays at 16 under par. I feel like he might need a little miracle. Richard Lee. This one to go from 224 in an awkward stance. How good was that from Richard Lee? Through the back of the green, but beautifully played from that fiddly spot. Kim. Drops the glove, but gets a friendly kick and just about settles on the green. Currently in a 4-way tie for 5th with Richard Lee, Justin Shin and Taylor Bolt. To be able to preserve his advantage at the top of the Genesis points list after this week. Now, huge tee shot for Sean Norris. Find the fairway here. He was going to be in the mayor's office. He snatched that tee quickly. He seemed to like it. Sit down. It's like a bit of an iffy lie. De Los Santos. It's to birdie 17 with any sort of chance. 18 under is going to be the clubhouse target. Is going to be the target, regardless, with Sakamoto done and dusted. Bit of that again. I guess is where this one's hitting. Just doing that right rough. All about struggles with this particular golf club. Paul, he stood on the 72nd tee at Wujong Hills a couple of years ago in the Korean Open with a 1-shot lead, carved it out of bounds, took a double bogey 7, ended up missing a playoff by a single shot. Stuff like that. I don't care how good you are mentally, it does leave scar tissue. Same equation for Jinho Choi as Justin De Los Santos. No worse than a birdie finish, or what was shaping up to be a dream afternoon for the 41-year-old, turning into a bit of a nightmare finish. Still has a sniff, but he's got to find this fairway and somehow find a 3. Oh no, he's outright again, is he? He just saved it at the bottom of the swing. Just in the right rough. Kim up and over the hump on 18. Near the right line. Coming backwards. There are slopes of these greens at Heaven CC. Let's picture Kim about them tonight. Get all of that tee shot.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요.
He's found the fairway on 17. Getting a blind second shot, especially with that pin cut on the right-hand side. They found a little hill. You do come up a bit short on that line. So the shot noise. You do get a little kick forward. Goodness, he's airmailed green Jinho Choi. Where did it all go wrong? To be in just supreme control of this championship through 14 holes, and it's just come unstuck. Kim, despite finding the green in 2 on 18, little nerve-jangly par putt coming up. He found the fairway. Just a nice little cutty wedge in this green. Doesn't have to land it short and use the slope. He can pitch it its full distance. Up with a bit of grab. To the Santos, I would think, needs to try and play it short, bounce it off that slope that Norris used. I'm sure he's going to hold the green if he carries it on from the right rough on this angle. Well, that's my point. It's just so hard when you're playing out of the rough, and oh dear, that's just awful. Justin Shin would have been better off in the bunker, tangled up in that rough just outside. Final group to have a birdie putt. 17, it's the one guy who doesn't have a prayer of winning this tournament. Now, does lightning strike twice for Yujiro Ohori on 18? No, it doesn't, and that's going to be his best finish of the season. Top 10. Closing round of 69. From Santos and Choi and stick him in a third place by himself. High enough. It's quite the finish though from Richard Lee. That'll be 4 birdies in a row. That'll be his low round of the week. How a shot on Thursday can have a huge impact on the result on Sunday. Double and just makes par on the 11th hole. He's sitting at 18 under par right now. Often the case on Sunday afternoons or Sunday evenings as players leave the golf course. There's a lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda that goes on. 144 people start the week. They're normally 143 rather disappointed ones. 3-putt par, Picton Kim. He finishes the championship at 15 under, level with his closest chaser on the Genesis points list, Tae-Hoon Oak. Choi. See if he graces. Eyes clean. He's playing back into the wind, so simply bunker shot than it would normally be. It's just a tailspin right now. Poor old Jin-Ho Choi. Talking about for De Los Santos, gripping this almost down to the steel. Doesn't have to carry it too far, so just make good contact. And then tumbling out with a little bit of topspin. Stableford tournament back in 2022. He ends with 4 birdies in a row, 5 in his last 6 holes. Sign his name next to a 67. A great finish indeed for Richard Lee. It's the championship at 16 under par. Now Norris. For the green to clear, just trying to chase one up. Full business. I think that was a 5-iron for Sean. Side bunker. That's where Horikawa holed out from. It's not a bad place to be. And up and down. Sean Norris should be a champion. Back to Hyun-Jun Lee. Trying to take some small consolation out of what's been a frustrating day. So deflated right now. If you're Jin-Ho Choi, let this championship just slip through his fingers in the last couple of holes. This left to righter for a par at 17. Nicely hold. He's still fighting, old Jin-Ho Choi. Sean Norris gets up and down for that bunker on 18. There is nothing Choi can do. Before Norris plays, it's going to be the struggling Gyu-Min Lee, just on the upslope short of the bunker. Carried onto the green with elevation, should come to a stop fairly quickly. Pitches towards him from this angle. Just a carried 5, of course, the downslope shoots away. Santos for par. Just a fraction pacey. Slips back to 15 under. Norris from the sand. Ooh. Just slipped the club under the ball a little too much. Needed to carry that onto the green. Still has a putt for birdie though. Looks like there's a possibility of a playoff. be in a playoff at the start of the day.
자, 티샷 다 하고 쉴게요. 자, 비디오 버튼 미리 눌러주세요.
Realistically, Jinho Choi might need his 5th eagle of the week. That still may not be good enough. It depends on what Norris does up ahead on the green. He's made more eagles this week than this man. It's not going to make it simple. Oh, nestling into that right rough. Santos also want to keep in the tournament and try and cut the costly birdies. 15th, 17th for the Filipino. A miracle finish. Where was that old Dave? Be thinking to himself. Los Santos at the last. Tired on this back nine. Scorecard. It's the front side. This is it. Decent regulation for Sean Norris. Birdie putt. Win the Hana Invitational. Slow, so you can play this with pace, give it a good wrap. As for the title then, for Sean Norris on the last. Just never really looked like threatening. So 2 in the clubhouse at 18 under. This is his opening round effort of 66. Suke Sakamoto will be heading back to the driving range to get warmed up for what we imagine would be a playoff. The question that remains now, is it going to be a two-way playoff, or is Jinho Choi going to miraculously find his 5th eagle of the week and keep the home challenge alive? De Los Santos could pull out for an albatross to get to 18 under, but realistically, Choi will only play in that final group. Still have about to play in this tournament. Iwata taps in for a frustrating 74. So too will Gyu-Min Lee. 3 men left on the golf course. 2 in the clubhouse. Tied at 18 under par. Suke Sakamoto after a 65 and Sean Norris after a 66. Choi is aware of what he needs to do. His leaderboard he's going to see is that one on the left-hand side of your screen up by the 18th green. Doesn't change the fact that he's probably going to need to at least give himself an even look. Good news for Choi is with that pin in the back of the green, he can play for some run out. Hana unfortunately missed the cut, sticking around. Looks like Taehoon Oak up there in the hospitality marquee just behind the green at 18. So, just trying to carry this onto the front edge for Choi. 36 meters, but a little bit uphill to this final green. And there's a touch of magic here. Skirts around the bunker. That's a good break. He's going to have to hold that three-way tie at 18 under. This championship. He's going to be heading away from South Korea for the second year in a row. Lead from that left rough on a slight upslope. Size bunker. A bit of traffic today. Well, as unlikely as it would be, this is Justin De Los Santos's last chance at the Hana Bank Invitational this year. He needs to hold it to match Norris and Sakamoto in the clubhouse. Prize money on the line for Justin De Los Santos, and up and down there, move him out of that share of fifth. That's worth quite a bit of yen. The Japanese to a number of points as well. Choi going to have to hold it front right fringe. Chance to tie two in the clubhouse at 18 under. We'll be heading to a playoff. That's a certainty. Unless Choi has one last bit of magic, it's unlikely to include a South Korean. Sakamoto not warming up, not staying loose, just through TikTok. Different ways to stay relaxed before the sudden death playoff. Doesn't to be Hyunjin Lee's day. Started off so promising with that birdie on the opening hole, but that dull bogey on 5 really sucked the wind out of his sails, and it's going to be a huge learning opportunity for Justin De Los Santos as he seeks that maiden professional victory. He held the lead at the halfway stage of this championship, was bogey-free through 36 holes. Ultimately, one too many mistakes on Championship Sunday that proved costly for the Filipino. Like I said earlier, this is still an important shot. Get this one up and down. He'll finish no worse than 4th. It's going to good acceleration here. Carried onto the green. Can't make the same mistake Norris did. Fabulous shot. Well played. Another player who was disappointed to miss the cut. It's Hana Bank Invitational.
보인다고.
Moving up and down here, secure a top 20 finish. Obviously would have had higher expectations, bigger hopes for himself after starting his week so strongly with that blemish-free 63. It sounds good, but he's just starting to piece that golf game back together again. Such a prolific winner in the early part of his career. 6 victories before his 30th birthday. Coming in the Sunday Match Play Championship. Struggled with some inconsistencies over the last few seasons, just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle back together. Before he plays the Jinho Choi. In. No prizes for two putting this. Let's hold it, electrify the crowd and get in a playoff, or spend a lot of time thinking about what could have been for a poor finish. This for Eagle to make it a 3-man playoff. He hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it. Choi's championship bid evaporates over the closing stretch at Heaven CC. It'll be a tough pill to swallow for him. Straightforward little up and down. That looked pretty okay.
소개합니다. 챔피언조 선수들에게 뜨거운 격려의 박수를 부탁드립니다. 네, 먼저 KPGA 투어 6승 이형준 선수를 소개합니다. 다음으로 JGTO 4년 연속 시드를 유지하고 있는 저스틴 데버스 산토스 선수를 소개합니다. 마지막으로 KPGA 투어 8승의 최진호 선수입니다.
A polite smile betrays his true feelings inside. Jinho Choi will be bitterly disappointed. The crazy thing is, it all happened so quickly. I think the fast finish from Sean Norris, the fast start from Yusuke Sakamoto that put Choi under pressure. Players have to get to 19 under the 18th hole. Sakamoto's for eagle. This is for birdie. And for Choi. This one's going to sting, no doubt about it, but he'll recover, he'll come back stronger. It surprised me to see Jinho Choi in a position to win again sometime later this year. Small consolation for Jinho Choi. He plays the par 5, 16 under for the week, but he is going to come up one shot shy of extra time at the Hana Bank Invitational. Junli. Top 20 finish. Okay. Starts his day with a birdie, ends with one, but that's all good news for Hyung Jun Lee. Disappointed to put up a stronger challenge over the weekend. Come on, Justin. Roll this one in. Share a fourth. Richard Lee. Disappointment in the De Los Santos camp this evening, but when he reflects on the week, he can be pretty proud of the way that he kept it together. Yes, there were some mistakes, but everyone makes mistakes, especially in these high-pressure situations. Not a top 5 finish. Should carry some good confidence going forward the rest of the season. Level past 72 ends the week for De Los Santos. Two men still have a chance here at the Hana Bank Invitational. Yusuke Sakamoto and Big Sean Norris were headed to a playoff here in the 13th edition of the Hana Bank Invitational. Do not go anywhere. More from Heaven CC and the playoff in just a couple moments.
함께 해주시면 감사하겠습니다. 오늘 일요일이라 차도 좀 막히거든요. 끝까지 시상식까지 즐겨주시면 대단히 감사하겠습니다.
Okay, he's right on the buggy. Make me proud.
Some of the key moments in this stunning back nine development at the Hana Bank Invitational, starting with Yusuke Sakamoto, who was 6 under par through 11 holes. Made a lovely approach into 14. Didn't think that was going to hang on, but it did. Got him 7 deep for the day, and that moved him into a share of the lead with Junho Choi. Norris thought his challenge might have been over after a bogey on the 14th, but there's no quit in the 43-year-old South African's vocabulary. Excellent tee shot, brilliantly played approach, rolled in the putt for birdie, which kept his title hopes alive. And then at 17, would do one better. A good kick from short of the green. Took advantage with an excellent putt that moved him to 18 under par. But in the group ahead, Sakamoto had an eagle opportunity after finding the green in 2 to get to 19 under. It just slipped low. He'd have to settle for the birdie. A brilliant closing round of 65 and then just sit and wait to see if that was going to be good enough. Norris found the bunker in 2, was unable to get up and down, and that's how we find ourselves in a playoff. Not since the second ever edition of the Hana Bank Invitational has there been a playoff. That was between Kim Dae-sub and Kim Dae-hyun. Dae-sub eventually winning that one back in 2008.
첫 홀은 피니치 그대로 다 들어갔어요. 두 번째는 그 핀을 갈아요.
最初初回はピン位置は変わりません。でセカンドの時は変えます。
Okay, but they'll give new location.
순서는 제비 뽑기로 합니다.
Is this the two of us?
Yep.
홀バイホールです。
What's this for? Still happy with this, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Just trusted a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sudden death playoff time between Suke Sakamoto and Sean Norris. 13th Hana Bank Invitational title on the line. 27-year-old from Saitama against the 43-year-old from Pretoria. 7 victories for Norris. Sakamoto still chasing his first. It's the South African who will tee off first. And just wiggles into the right rough. No problems there. Sakamoto. In regulation, sticking with that 3-wood. Served him well earlier on, and it should just stay in the first cut. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yosuke Sakamoto.
둘이 보니까 내가 할 일이 없다.
say advantage very much with Sean Norris between the pair of them. There's 7 wins on the Japanese tour. South African does have a pair of victories on the European tour. Coming in December last year at the Alfred Dunhill Championship. One-stroke victory over Ryan van Veltzen, John Perry and Marcus Kinholt. So, a couple of wins on the Asian tour. The TPC Championship by 2 over Miguel Tabuena back in 2015, and dominant victory at the Myanmar Open in 2016. Norris has been in 3 playoffs, 4 playoffs previously. He's 0-1 on the Sunshine Tour. He's 0-1 on the European Tour. He's 1-1 on the Japanese Tour. On the Golf Partner Pro-Am tournament on the 2nd extra hole. Tomoharu Otsuki and Scott Vincent. Back in 2019, he was involved in a rather chaotic 5-way playoff for the ANA Open in 2019. Yusuke Asagi emerged victorious then with birdie on the 1st extra hole. A playoff that also included Hana Bank sponsored player and former Korean Open champion Sung Soo Han, who we saw in the hospitality marquee a little bit earlier on. He hasn't won since December 2024. Norris was at the JT Cup on the Japanese Tour. He has won one of the majors on the Japanese Tour, the Japan Open in 2021. Gotta have your wits about you there. Terrific performance for Norris. Card at 264s that week in that eventual 4-stroke margin of victory over the venerable Yuta Ikeda. He will play first, and the ball looks like it's just sitting down a touch. Try to muscle what looked to be a 5-iron in regulation. Just pulled it a touch, and up on that inside bunker. It's one of those situations where, especially when you're coming out of the rough, you're thinking, okay, where's the best place I can leave myself to make 4?
225, yeah. So 225 minimum and 235, 245, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this
Just a cruisy one of those. Just cut against the wind there. Yeah.
Eases in and off the right. You can see the flag flapping up by the green. You can hear the deliberation between Sean and his caddy. Just trying to cut one up. Pitch at 225 minimum, 245 maximum.
Go on.
Got all of it, asking for that to go. Just pitch a little soft in the front of the green, but he's on the dance floor in 2 at Norris. A long putt, but it's coming up the hill. It'll be slow.
Pull it. Right.
So, over to you, Sakamoto-san. Better line, the first cut of rough, he's got 213. That, I have to say, is a bit of a bad break. Hops up out of the bunker into the little finger of rough that protrudes into the sand. Not sure what kind of stance he's going to have. Line doesn't look too great, so at the moment, I have to say it's advantage Norris. You would think that this championship was due to head to a playoff at some stage. With how congested that leaderboard was into the final round, particularly on that back nine. So have a look at those second shots. Norris just catching it off the bottom groove slightly, but finding the green. Sakamoto hit a beautiful shot to the back right portion of the green regulation, unable to replicate. You can see that ball, pretty firm kick. If that had ended up sort of further up in the bunker, it'd be a much simpler up and down. Just a little thin there. Sean Norris from that second cut of rough. Body getting a little ahead of this one. That club out of position, got a little flippy at the bottom.
하나의 인비테이셔널 파이널 라운드
Clutching at
현재
straws here.
연장전을
Trying to
치르고
break that
있는
one down.
션
Given the
모리스
circumstances
사카모토
and the
유세
pressure,
선수에게 응원의
facing the
박수를
first
부탁드립니다.
victory, finding himself in a playoff with one of the great champions to come out of South Africa in the last couple of years. Certainly we've made their home at the Japanese Tour and Sean Norris. It's not easy to do. Let's see what that line looks like for Sakamoto. And more interestingly, Norris might be away, so Sean Norris might be putting before Sakamoto hits his third. He's going to decide who is away. And if we're trying to look for the ball of Sakamoto, it's somewhere in that thick stuff. Just trying to determine who's away right now. I think it's Norris, but Sakamoto seems to be certain that it's him. Sean will have the advantage if Sakamoto does indeed play first to see how the shot pans out, to work out how aggressive he wants to be with the putt. This is very uncomfortable to stand in the bunker, and that just puts you in an entirely different swing plane when the ball's that much higher above your feet. You have to grip it down to almost the graphite, well past the grip. Lay the club face open. You need trust and a lot of acceleration here. It's going to pop up high and to the left. It came out slow. And has left the door wide open for the South African. Not an easy two-putt, but certainly favored to get it inside of Sakamoto and put all the pressure in the world on the 27-year-old. He's a little sensitive with his pace earlier on, and that was probably, I'd say, a third of the distance of this putt for Sean Norris. Again, having that wealth of experience to tap on in his career. And what he has to do in this situation. That ball's going to traverse a little dip in the green before it makes its way up that steep-ish rise to the hole. And we'll be moving from left to right once it gets onto the back level. All about controlling the nerves and the pace of this putt now. Gets that one within 3-4 feet. Pretty pleased with that. And the line, that's not stone dead yet for Norris. Top 10 in his career. Came earlier this year at the Mizawa Cup. one-on-one sudden death playoff type situations. Almost going to match play mode. Sakamoto can somehow find a way to roll this in. It keeps all the pressure back on Norris. This for a 4. The first extra hole. Nerves of steel from Yusuke Sakamoto. What a time to hole a putt like that. To you, Sean Norris. Second time he's birdied this 18th hole on Sunday. The question is, go back down 18. Norris. Keep that head steady. Send us back down to the tee. We go again. Down 18 at Heaven CC. What birdie for Sean Norris.
하나의 인비테이셔널 파이널
Sportsmanship between the pair of them.
1차전에서는 승부가 나지 않았습니다. 다시 한번 두
Including
선수에게
birdies, and
격려의
as
박수를
we have seen
부탁드리겠습니다.
before in South Korea, they will change the hole location. Doesn't happen often in the rest of the game of golf, but it's a common practice here in South Korea. But look at that birdie putt once again for Yusuke Sakamoto. He knew he had to make it, and he has delivered. Stunning stuff from Sakamoto. Just went in center cut with perfect pace as well. Now they've both made 4. I feel just psychologically that momentum is going to feel like it's with Yusuke Sakamoto. So the hole's been recut and it's in a very accessible area of the green. Just in that middle section. A couple of slopes which players can use to funnel it close. First playoff hole halved with birdies. Back down the 18th will go again. The playoff between Yusuke Sakamoto and Sean Norris for the Hana Bank Invitational will continue. felt it was so hard to control the pace of putts, especially with the broomstick putter. Norris has used that lengthened apparatus for quite some time. He knows what he's doing, but again, how about this for nerves of steel? Suke Sakamoto to send us back down the 18. That was a do or die moment, and that young man
Same light, yeah.
rose to the occasion.
Stand still. Same right.
Second extra hole.
Like I say, I was going to play it.
Norris still with the honour.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole doing the
Right to left, yeah.
inaugural
Anything that's a
Kevin
little bit-
Masters last year on the KPGA Tour. It was a 3-hole playoff.
Yeah.
They saw him birdie this 18th hole all 3 times of asking, including in regulation, to eventually win the title.
Yeah. Right in. Sure.
Should find the fairway for Norris. Turn that over a little bit more. Just stays in the first cut. Certainly better than being in that right rough that he was in the last 2 times. And once again, Sakamoto with a 3 win.
There's only been about 3.
The rules are reversed. It's a man from Japan who finds himself in the slightly thicker rough, and Norris with a better lie in the first cut.
Yeah, he's not good, though. Then an 8-hole.
다칩니다. 천천히 가십시오.
Playoffs that we have had this year on the Korean Tour. Richard Lee winning in a 3-way playoff at the Korea Financial Group Championship, and then the shoe was on the other foot when Jae-Woong bested Richard Lee for his title at the SK Telecom Open last month on the island of Jeju. So the 3rd time the playoff will be contested on the Korean Tour this year. Playoff at the Japan PGA Championship on the Japanese Tour back at the end of May. Taisei Shimizu starting out. Tatsumori Shugenji for the honors there.
2-5にアップ入れて
Again, Norris finds himself with the advantage of the 18th. depends on the lie for Yosuke Sakamoto now. That second cut of rough, we have seen some pretty deep lies. That one looks okay though. He could play a shot that Norris did earlier, just try and chase one up on the front edge. Contact sounded good. Has it got the legs? No. The front bunker, that's not quite an elementary up and down to the old hole location, but with that new one, it's a little simpler.
Check the lie. There's no flyer, that's 210's your number, that's the club.
I don't think it is going to jump. I think anything jumping and I'm going to move it up.
I think that's the one. 210's your number.
Not straight, it's not helping at all.
No, it's not.
A bit of jump in this one. Showing his caddy workout. Trying to pitch this one 210, starting at the tower. So all the prep. How can he execute? Sweet sounding strike, but it's drifting a little right for Sean. And ooh, I don't think that's gone all the way into the bunker. Much like with Sakamoto.
Man, look at it. It's not the worst strike in the world, but this come up.
Yeah.
Not a difficult up and down. I don't think he was overly enamored with the lie there. Looked all right to me, Sean, but it's going to be a good old-fashioned chip-off. Playoff hole number 2 here at Heaven CC. See that one plug for Sakamoto's coming a little bit lower with a lot of speed. Despite his ball flight of Sean Norris, does like to hit a little cut. That one just leaked off a little further than usual for Sean. A couple of bounces, and you know the rough's pretty thick around that bunker. Should have stayed out. Ball. Can't quite tell whose it is. I think that would be the ball of Sakamoto. Norris is just up on the bank. The only issue for Yosuke Sakamoto, if he was a little further back in the bunker, I just feel like a bit of a simpler shot. Just the fact that he's a couple of feet closer to the edge or the lip of that bunker, is that in the back of his mind, it can play tricks on you. Like, you may feel like you will stub your club on your follow through into that bank. It's a shot that he doesn't need to play with his most lofted club. If he's got a 60 and a 54 degree wedge, for example, and you could just open up the face of a 54. Just get a little bit more carry on this. You don't need the height because you're going to open that club face anyway off the upslope. Get this about 3-4 yards on the green. It should shoot along and collect to the hole. Like with all bunker shots, you just need good acceleration and commitment here. Made the right shot. Just didn't quite enough into the sand. Close enough to the ball to have that one come out, carry a little further. With a pretty straight club face as well. That lower body nice and quiet. play like a extended chunk and run. You can see that abbreviated follow through. So the lip of the bunker was in the back of his mind as he was playing that shot. Not for the first time today. Sean Norris with a little crack in the door. When coming out of the rough isn't such a bad thing because you know that you're going to get some release on it. And there's that cross-handed chipping style that Norris went to a couple of years ago. Just helps him get through the ball better. Should just be his saddle wedge here, maybe even a gap wedge. Play an old school little chip and run. Brilliant stuff.
네, 갤러리 여러분, 하나은행 인비테이셔널 파이널 라운드 두 번째 연장전을 치르고 있는 션 노리스, 사카모토
So very nearly.
다시 한번 응원의 박수를 부탁드립니다.
Spectacular finish. Let's have a look at this. Just try to plop it on the green. Let it chase along. Had a look right there. Just carrying a bit too much steam.
네, 갤러리 여러분.
It's a longer birdie putt than the one he had on the first extra hole. Sakamoto can somehow find a little magic again. Pretty straightforward for Norris. As for a birdie, keep the pressure on the South African, who's not even watching. Not this time for Yusuke Sakamoto. Just have to sit and wait to see if he's going to have another crack. Pressure with a championship on the line.
Stand still, please. Stand still.
So, Sean Norris. He's yet to birdie 18 today. As this for the title. Norris, this for the title. It's in. Sean Norris, you are the winner of the Hana Bank Invitational. It took 2 extra holes, but the South African has an 8th win on the Japanese tour on Father's Day, no less. Wife Candy and the kids will be watching home in Pretoria. Sean Norris back in the winner's circle once again. Many congratulations.
잠시 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 잠시 후 이곳 18번 홀 그린에서 시상식과 그리고 여러분들을 위한
He showed great courage
시상식이 진행될
after
예정입니다.
that little miss on the 14th hole. Huge birdies on 16 and 17. And ultimately prevails in a 2-hole playoff to leave South Korea with his 8th Japan Tour title. Absolutely delighted for him, Sean Norris. He's a big, intimidating figure. Almost 1.9 meters tall. Forearms as thick as your calves, but he is a big sweetheart. He is one of the most popular figures on the Japanese tour. And he has picked up yet another victory. Congratulations there from good friend Sung-Soo Han, who was involved in the playoff with Sean Norris before. Sean beat for his 2nd Japan Tour title. Sung-Hyun Park also there to offer congratulations, and Justin De Los Santos, a long-time practice round buddy of Norris, there to congratulate his friend after what was a difficult day for the Filipino. But let's look back at how Sean Norris played his way right back into the title hunt. It was a 2-under par front nine, and then he reeled off birdies at 10, 11, and 12, which got him up to 17 under par and right into the thick of things. And things got a little tight when Yusuke Sakamoto started to find some birdies. It was already 6 under for his run up to that point. The 7th birdie of the day to tie Jinho Choi at the top of the leaderboard at that point. After a bogey on 14, Norris needed to steel himself, made a great curling putt to save par on 15. Knew he needed a fast finish, and he certainly delivered that. A beautiful wedge shot into 16. A great birdie conversion. And with Choi struggles over the closing couple of holes, leave the door wide open for Sakamoto and Norris. Choi hit an okay tee shot, just ran his birdie putt well past. Go on to 3-putt for a bogey. And that would leave 3 players. Wouldn't be for long though. Norris back-to-back birdies on 16 and 17, and with the par 5 18 to play, you felt that there was a very good chance that he was going to win this thing outright. Sakamoto gave it an almighty effort. Had an eagle putt that slipped low. He would settle for the 2-putt birdie and then have to sit and wait to see if 18 under par was going to be good enough. Indeed it was, after Norris failed to make birdie and Jinho Choi couldn't make eagle. Sakamoto had a very awkward stance in the bunker for his 3rd shot. On that first playoff hole, Norris found the green in 2, had a long, slow eagle putt from the front of the green. It looked like it was tracking all the way, but just ran out of a little pace towards the end. Then in a day that provided us so many highlights and terrific moments, Sakamoto would deliver one more. Back against the wall, needed to make it, and he did. To put the pressure on Norris, who would hold his putt to send us back down for a 2nd playoff hole. Sakamoto in that front bunker with a recut hole location, a little too close to the lip, couldn't quite get it all the way to the middle segment of the green. Norris avoided the bunker with his 2nd shot, making him a much easier pitch. That cross-handed chipping style once again serving the 43-year-old well. Almost ended this in show-stopping fashion.
네, 갤러리 여러분, 하나은행 인비테이셔널 파이널 라운드 2번째 연장전을 치르고
Didn't have a response. Wasn't a tap in. Norris will bury it for the title. A terrific Sunday comeback. He adds an 8th title on the Japanese tour to his mantelpiece. Sean Norris.
네.
What a performance.
네.
Congratulations on winning, and how do you feel about your win?
I mean, words can't explain it. Overly excited, very happy about it. And especially on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody else.
굉장히 기쁘다고 하시고요. 그리고 또 특히나 Father's Day에 우승하게 돼서 더 기쁘다고 하십니다. Any shots or scenes that made your victory come to here? Comes up on your mind?
No, you know what? I was very patient today. I was very proud of myself for being so patient. I started off slowly. I only started making birdies on the sixth hole. But you know what? Stayed patient, kept going through it, and did enough at the end of the day.
굉장히 참을성 있게 경기를 끌어왔던 것이 그런 게 아닐까 싶다는 생각을 하셨고요. 또 6홀에서 특히나 버디했던 거, 뭐 그런 부분들을 포함해서 굉장히 이제 참을성 있게 해왔던 게 큰 요인이 아닐까 생각한다고 하셨습니다. So we are very impressed that you participate actively on an official practicing day. You very actively participating in several events that we held. So how do you feel about participating in this competition? I mean, tournament held in Korea, and how do you feel about the course or everything about this event?
No, I've always enjoyed coming to Korea. I've always enjoyed playing out here. I mean, Hana Bank has done a great job again this year for hosting this tournament, and then Heaven Country Club and Resort. Thank you for having us this week. Great golf course. I really enjoyed it. So I love coming out here. I really enjoy it.
여기 한국에 오는 거 항상 굉장히 좋았었는데 또 특히 올해도 또 하나은행에서 어김없이 또 좋은 경기 만들어 주셔서 대회 만들어 주셔서 좋다고 했고요. 또 더 헤븐 리조트 코스도 너무 멋지고 여기서 묵는 동안에 너무 좋았다라고 말씀하셨습니다. You secured another Japan tour, and also are you planning to participate in another KPGA tournament here?
I've got a lot of decisions to make over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, let's see. I'm going to look at the schedules on KPGA and then on JGTO. So let's see what happens.
아, 네. 앞으로 이제 어떻게 될지 한번 두고 보겠다라는 말씀하셨습니다. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Yeah, stayed patient. Sean Norris, he hung in there. He knows anything can happen in the game of golf. And at the end of the day, 18 under par was good enough for a playoff. It took 2 extra holes, but Sean Norris, on Father's Day, secures an 8th Japan Tour title. It'll be interesting to see if he does contest a couple more tournaments in South Korea. Holds cards on the Japanese Tour and the DP World Tour, courtesy of his win in South Africa at the end of last season. We'll certainly see him at the Shinan Donghei Open, the tri-sanctioned event between the Japanese, Korean and the Asian tours at the Jack Nicklaus Golf Club in September. Heartbreak though for Jin-Ho Choi, coming so close to ending that 2.5-year winless drought. Richard Lee left to rue a double bogey early in the tournament on Thursday. He finishes in solo 4th, and well, a good week for the likes of Yonggu Shin and Justin Santos, sharing 5th with Taehyun Ok and Baekchun Kim, who maintains his lead atop the Genesis points.
여러분 안녕하십니까? 아시아 레이저 골프 대회 2025 하나은행 인비테이셔널 시상식사회를 맡은 저는 홍재경 아나운서입니다. 반갑습니다.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the award ceremony of the 2025 Hana Bank Invitational, one of Asian major golf tournaments, and I am announcer Song Jae-kyung, and I'll be your host today.
자, 올해로 7번째를 맞이하는 한일 양국협회 공동주관 하나은행 인비테이셔널은 더 헤븐 컨트리 클럽에서 처음으로 이렇게 갤러 여러분을 맞이하게 되었는데요.
Celebrating its 7th year,
Invitational is a joint tournament organized by the Golf Associations of Korea and Japan. This year, for the very first time, we are welcoming you here at Pearl Heaven Country Club.
무더운 날씨에도 정말 최선을 다해 훌륭한 경기를 보여주신 한일 및 아시아 각국의 선수분들께 다시 한번 감사의 박수를 보내주시기 바랍니다.
I'd like to send out my applause to all the players from Korea, Japan, and across Asia who gave their best despite this scorching weather.
시상에 앞서 대회의 성공적인 개최를 위해 아낌없는 지원을 보내주신 내외인 여러분을 한 분 한 분 소개해드리겠습니다. 먼저 더 해븐 리조트의 김민정 총괄이사님이십니다. 다음은 KPGA 김원섭 회장님이십니다. 다음은 JCTO 모로보시 유카타 회장님이십니다. 마지막으로 본 대회 대회장이신 하나은행 이호성 은행장님을 소개해드립니다.
Last but not least, please welcome Lee Ho-sung, the president of Hana Bank.
네, 감사합니다. 자, 이제 본 시상에 앞서 특별상 시상이 있겠습니다. 특별상 시상에는 더 해븐 리조트의 김민정 총괄이사님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다.
Before we move on to the main awards, we will begin with a special prize presentation.
먼저 홀인원 시상입니다. 이번 대회 홀인원은 파3 전 홀에서 총 4개의 경품이 걸려 있었는데요.
First, we will have the hole-in-one awards. There were a total of 4 designated hole-in-one holes during this tournament.
대회 코스 8번 홀에서 홀인원이 나왔습니다. 8번 홀에 걸린 경품은 KCC 오토에서 제공하는 벤츠 E200 아방가르드 차량입니다.
Prize 4 on the hole-in-one on the hole 8 is Mercedes-Benz E200 AV sponsored by KCC Auto.
네, 많은 분들이 현장에서 또 중계로 함께 보셨을 텐데요. 한번 주인공을 호명해 보도록 하겠습니다. 이번 홀인원의 주인공은 바로 1라운드에서 홀인원을 기록한 이규민 선수입니다. 축하드립니다.
The hole-in-one on hole 8 during round 1 was made by player Lee Gyumin. Congratulations.
네, 저도 중계 화면을 통해 확인을 했는데요. 바로 이규민 선수가 확인한 걸 딱 보고 차를 딱 손을 얹으면서 내 차다 하고 이렇게 축하를 하더라고요. 정말 인상 깊었습니다. 자, 이규민 선수에게는 KCC 오토 벤츠의 E200 아방가르드 차량이 수여됩니다. 축하드립니다.
As a viewer, the Lee Gyumin will receive the Mercedes-Benz E200 AV sponsored by KCC Auto.
네, 시상보드 꽃다발 그리고 하나금융그룹 마스코트 별돌이 인형까지 함께 안겨드렸습니다. 사진 촬영 진행하겠습니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 행운의 홀인원을 기록한 이유민 선수에게 따뜻한 축하의 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 행운의 사나이니만큼 다음 대회에서도 멋진 기록을 기대해 보겠습니다. 다음은 코스 레코드 시상입니다. 시상에는 이어서 더 해븐 리조트의 김민정 총괄이사님께서 계속해 주시겠습니다.
Next, we move on to the course record award.
더 해븐 컨트리 클럽은 이번 하나은행 인비테이셔널 대회를 통해 대회 공식 레코드를 작성하게 됐습니다. 더 해븐 컨트리 클럽의 역사에 남을 최초의 기록이 되겠습니다.
Through this year's Hana Bank Invitational, the Heaven Resort has established its official tournament course record for the very first time. This marks a historic moment, the first ever course record in the history of the Heaven Country Club.
코스 레코드를 기록한 선수는 무려 이 최초의 기록을 2명의 선수가 작성하게 되었는데요. 1라운드에서 63타를 기록한 2명의 선수입니다. 수상자는 구원더파 63타를 기록한 이형준 선수, 옥태훈 선수입니다. 축하합니다.
During round 1, 2 players recorded an impressive score of 63, setting the new course record. Congratulations to the recipients of the course record, 이형준, 옥태훈.
네, 두 선수 오늘 더 해븐 리조트 2박 3일 숙박권을 함께 선물로 받게 됩니다. 두 선수를 모시고 김민정 총괄이사님께서 직접 수여해 주시겠습니다. 네, 사진 촬영도 꽃다발과 함께 진행하겠고요. 계속해서 하나금융그룹 별돌이도 함께 드리고 사진 촬영 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 더 해븐 리조트가 정말 명품, 정말 쉬기 정말 좋은 공간인데요. 저도 한번 기회가 돼서 쉬었는데 너무너무 좋았습니다. 오늘 코스 레코드를 기록한 우리 이형준 선수 그리고 옥태훈 선수 나중에 휴식기 때 꼭 한번 더 해븐 리조트에서 편안한 쉼이 되기를 기대해 보겠습니다. 여러분 두 선수에게 다시 한번 축하의 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 자리로 모시도록 하겠습니다. 김민정 총괄이사님도 함께해 주셔서 감사합니다. 여러분, 옥태훈 선수 그리고 이영준 선수에게 다시 한번 응원의 박수를 부탁드립니다. 자, 이제 대망의 우승자 시상만을 남겨두고 있는데요. 우승자 시상에는 한일 양국협회 회장님 그리고 하나은행 이호성 은행장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다.
Now we have only the championship award ceremony remaining. The presentation will be conducted by the chairman of JGTO and KPGA and Hana Bank, the president.
한일 공동 주관의 아시아 메이저 골프 대회 하나은행 인비테이셔널 2025년 챔피언은 1라운드 66타, 2라운드 69타, 3라운드 69타, 4라운드 66타, 토탈 270타, 그리고 두 번의 연장 접전 끝에 마지막 연장전에서는 짜릿한 버디로 우승을 차지한 션 노리스 선수입니다. 축하드립니다.
Champion of 2025 Hana Invitational goes to Sean Norris. Congratulations.
네, 여러분 큰 박수로 다시 한번 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다. 네, 오늘 정말 멋진 하루를 보낸 션 노리스 선수입니다. 먼저 첫 순서로 JGT 후 모로오시 유카타 회장님께서 우승자 한복을 입혀주시겠습니다. 모로오시 유타카 회장님께서는 직접 한복을 입혀주시기 바랍니다.
So the Moroshi Yukata, the chairman of JGTO, will present the traditional Korean hanbok to the tournament champion.
와, 션 노리스 선수 한복이 굉장히 어색할 줄 알았는데 정말 잘 어울리는 것 같습니다. 여러분 다시 한번 축하의 박수를 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 모로시 유타카 회장님께서 직접 이렇게 입혀주시니까 더욱더 의미가 남다른 것 같습니다. 사진 촬영 한번 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 이제 다음으로 하나은행 이호성 은행장님께서 우승 트로피를 전달해 주시겠습니다. 또 하나은행 인비테이셔널만의 특별히 제작된 우승 트로피인데요. 이렇게 한국의 전통 한복을 입고 특별한 트로피를 받게 되었습니다. 다시 한번 축하의 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다.
The championship trophy is now presented by Lee Ho-sung, the president of the Hana Bank.
네, 션 노리스 선수 이번에 한국에서 잊지 못할 추억을 만들고 가는 것 같은데요. 자, 이제 우승 선수가 가장 기다렸을 시간이 왔습니다. 하나은행 인비테이셔널이 자랑하는 시그니처 퍼포먼스, 바로 하나 원큐 상금이체 시간입니다.
And now the moment our champion has been waiting for has finally arrived. It's time for a signature performance of the Hana Bank Invitational, the Hana 1Q prize money transfer ceremony.
네, 지금 갤러리 여러분께서 깜짝 놀라셨는데요. 이게 얼굴 인식만으로도 1초 만에 로그인해서 쉽고 빠르게 이체가 가능한 하나금융 대표 생활금융 서비스인 하나 원큐. 바로 지금 하나은행 이호성 은행장님께서 하나 원큐를 통해 우승자 상금 이체를 위해 인증을 해주시겠습니다.
With just facial recognition, you can log in 1 second and make transfers easily and securely.
네, 은행장님 인증을 부탁드리고요. 네, 이렇게 빠르게 1초 만에 인증을 했습니다. 와, 정말 신기합니다. 이제 대망의 우승 상금 2억 6천만 원의 이체 승인만을 남겨두고 있는데요. 자, 이호성 은행장님 준비되셨다면 이체 승인 버튼도 눌러주시죠. 네, 여러분 정말 쉽고 빠른 하나 원큐를 통해 우승자에게 바로 2억 6천만 원의 상금이 이체되었습니다. 이어서 은행장님께서 션 노리스 선수에게 시상 수표와 친환경 종이로 만든 꽃다발을 그리고 또 우리 별돌이까지 안겨서 사진 촬영 한번 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다.
The grand prize of 260 million Korean won has just been successfully transferred to the champion through Hana 1Q. So now President Yoo-sung has presented the winner with a winner's prize check and bouquet made of eco-friendly paper and mascot doll of Hana Bank.
네, 다시 한번 축하의 박수를 부탁드립니다.
Always entertaining these prize presentations at the Hana Bank Invitational. Might need a bigger handbook for Sean Norris. Well, many congratulations to the big man from Pretoria. He's our champion in the 13th staging of this championship. It was a week that certainly delivered plenty of thrills and spills, uniting the best from South Korea, Japan, and the world. It's a South African who is king of the greens this week. Many congratulations, Sean Norris. For all of us here at Heaven CC, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Have a wonderful Sunday ahead, and we'll see you next time on the KPGA Tour. Bye-bye for now.
영상 끝에 션 노리스 선수가 우승을 차지했습니다. 션 노리스 선수 이번에